Lily lived in a quiet, old house at the edge of a small town. It was the kind of house that creaked when the wind blew and whispered softly when everything was still. But there was one thing about the house that made it different from all the others. At the end of the hallway, there was a red door. It was old, darker than the rest of the house, and always locked. Her parents never explained it clearly. They only said one thing: whatever you do, don't open that door at night. Lily had asked many times, what's inside? Her mother would always smile nervously, just something old. Her father would add quietly, it's better if you don't know. For years, Lily listened. She walked past the door every day. Sometimes she would stop and stare at it. The red paint looked slightly worn, as if something had tried to push its way out long ago, but nothing ever happened. Until one night it started with a sound. A soft knock. Lily woke up slowly. She sat up in bed, her heart beating faster. Knock, knock. It wasn't loud. It wasn't scary. It was gentle, almost like someone asking politely to come in. Lily looked at the clock. 3:12 a.m. The hallway outside her room was completely dark. She held her breath. Then she heard it. A whisper. Lily. Her blood ran cold. No one in the house should be awake, and yet the voice sounded close, very close from the hallway. Lily slowly got out of bed. Her feet touched the cold floor. The house was silent, too silent. She opened her door just a little. The hallway stretched ahead, empty, but at the end of it, the red door. And something was wrong. The handle was moving very slowly back and forth. As if someone was trying to open it from the inside. Lily should have gone back to her room. She should have closed the door. She should have pretended nothing was happening, but she didn't, because the whisper came again. Lily, please. This time, it didn't sound scary. It sounded sad. She stepped into the hallway. Each step felt heavier than the last. The floor creaked beneath her. The red door stood still now, waiting. The handle stopped moving. The whisper stopped. Everything was quiet again. Lily stood right in front of it. Her hand trembled as she reached for the handle. She remembered her parents' warning, never open it at night. But then she thought, what if someone needs help? What if someone is trapped? What if it's too late? Slowly, very slowly, she turned the handle. Click. The door opened. Inside, there was no room, no walls, no furniture. Only darkness, deep, endless darkness, and floating within it, small, glowing lights. Like stars, but closer and moving. Lily stepped inside. The door closed behind her, silently. She wasn't in her house anymore. She stood in a strange, endless space filled with soft glowing lights drifting around her. And then she saw them, children, dozens of them, standing quietly in the darkness, watching her. They weren't scary, they weren't monsters, they just looked lost, sad, forgotten. One small boy stepped forward. Can you hear us? He asked. Lily nodded slowly. Yes. The boy smiled faintly. Then you're the one. The one for what? Lily whispered. The boy looked around at the others. We're the voices no one hears anymore. Lily's heart tightened. What do you mean? The boy spoke softly. We were once dreams. Stories. Imaginations. Voices children used to hear. But now, another child said quietly, everyone forgot. No one listens anymore, said a girl. No one believes, said another, and when no one believes, the boy said, we disappear. Lily looked around. The glowing lights flickered. Some were fading slowly. That's why we called you, the boy said. You heard us. You listened. Lily swallowed. What can I do? The boy stepped closer. Remember us. Tell our stories. Keep us alive. The lights around them shimmered for a moment. Lily felt something warm inside her chest. Not fear, not confusion, but purpose. I will, she said. The moment she spoke those words, the lights exploded into brightness. The darkness disappeared, the space filled with warmth, and suddenly Lily was back in her hallway. Standing in front of the red door, closed, silent, she touched the handle. It didn't move, no sound, no whisper. The next morning, she asked her parents, why did you tell me never to open that door? Her parents looked at each other. Then her mother said quietly, because, long ago, people stopped listening. And sometimes, her father added, when people stop listening, things get lost. Lily smiled slightly. They don't have to be. From that day on, Lily began telling stories. To her friends, to her family, to anyone who would listen, and slowly, very slowly, Children started to imagine again, to dream again, to listen again, and somewhere, far beyond the red door, the glowing lights grew stronger. And if you ever hear a soft whisper at night, calling your name, don't be afraid that it might not be something dangerous, that it might just be a forgotten story, waiting to be heard.